Hello and welcome to Indus Special. I'm Mishal Malik. At age 28, Zain was the first Pakistani to achieve the prestigious Commonwealth Award in 2018 for his organization Seed Out. Seed Out is a non-profit, non-religious and non-political crowdfunding platform that gives out interest-free loans to those individuals wanting to start businesses. Seed Out has raised over 600 entrepreneurs in 4 cities across Pakistan since its inception in 2014. What they see to achieve in the future. First, let's begin with Zain, who is in the studios today with us. Zain, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little about your organization.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. So basically, Seed Out is a not-for-profit crowdfunding platform which is working to alleviate poverty in Pakistan by establishing micro-entrepreneurs through interest-free microfinancing.
Yeah.
So what happens is that while I was growing up as a struggling citizen of Pakistan, I always had this issue that, there are so many people who come to our doorstep and ask for money, and it is never so much whatever we give them. So you see the same faces coming back to your doorstep again and again over those years. So I realized one thing that, what is it that something we are not doing good?
Right.
Pakistan is one of the highest charity giving nations, but still the issue of poverty prevails here. 60% of the population is youth. So what is that something we are not doing right?
Yeah.
So we needed to create a platform which could connect the donors from all around the globe with the potential micro-entrepreneurs in Pakistan.
So Zain, you're saying from all around the globe. How international, how global is your organization in its reach?
Right. So basically we have launched a crowdfunding platform. So crowdfunding means when several people pool in money in one individual cause. So what we have done is we have given a voice to all these people who doesn't have the financial capacity to start a business, but they have the willingness to do anything in life, right? So these are all the unbanked sector. People who can't go to banks, people who doesn't have, any drive to, start any financial assistance from any organization or anything. So what we do is we pick these people, we do the verification, and we publish their profiles on our crowdfunding platform on the website. And then we market these projects. People around the globe, whether it's in Europe, America, or England, they can donate little by little on these entrepreneurs projects through this crowdfunding platform.
Yeah. Okay. So you're telling us that all of this you started when you had this idea in your head since childhood, since a very long time.
I mean, not the idea of Seed Out, but obviously I think it says that every revolutionary change has to undergo from series of evolutionary changes. I believe that while I was growing up, I was, struggling to figure out the difference between us and them, the difference, the inequalities between rich and poor, and why, we are not able to actually make a real impact in the lives of those people who are, taking all the, even if you're donating or doing charity, we are unable to track each and every penny that is being donated. Either it's to an individual or to an organization. B, I think we always had a transparency issue because we could not know what actually your money is making an impact.
And how does your organization ensure transparency?
So basically, our organization is end-to-end 100% paperless organization. So what happens is anybody who wants to start a business ranging from 50,000 rupees up to 200,000 rupees, and these are all the micro-entrepreneurs' dreams, right? Anybody who wants to become a rickshaw driver or a general store business owner or a saving center or anything they want to do. So they come to us in any of our branches, and what we do is we take their application through our desk officer dashboard. Their job is finished over there, and Seed Out's job starts right from there.
Yeah.
So the application moves on to the very robust back-end portal, to the credit officer, then credit manager, social mobilizer, content writer, CFO, country head. And these people even visit the beneficiaries' homes, take the socioeconomic evaluation, they take the GPS coordinates of the location as well. And all this process is paperless, is on an online crowdfunding platform, backend portal. And at the 7th level, once it's 100% verified, the application gets published on the crowdfunding platform. And then we get them funding, and the process goes on. Secondly, I would like to add that at Seed Out, we do not hand over hard cash to any of our potential micro-entrepreneurs. We actually execute the businesses along with capacity building and training for these people.
So you're there throughout. How have you seen it impact society, and what are some of the stories you've heard, success stories of it?
Right. I think the basic issue that we felt was that all these people who are living below poverty line, the major issue with them is that if we study traditional microfinancing in Pakistan,
Yeah.
People, if they go to them and ask for loan, first thing they get is that they get a loan in cash. So what happens is that very unfortunately they have so much unforeseen circumstances happening in their lives that they spend their money rather than starting a business.
Yeah.
So the very next day, the same person goes to an organization and takes a loan on interest base, maybe on 34%. So that person is, rather than starting a business or rather than becoming an entrepreneur, he actually becomes double indebted in life.
Yeah.
So that was a very core issue that we see. Secondly, I think also a ease of use for the donor's perspective as well, because at Seed Out, with the click of a button, you are able to change someone's life, and you know that you can follow each and every penny that is being donated on Seed Out. We have done a lot of projects, like we have done a project with CCBPL as well. It's called, the project name was Zeenat Gadi. It's a rickshaw driven by women for the women in Pakistan. We did a lot of general store businesses for the women. 30% of the entrepreneurs from 600 that we have established are women. And almost 5 to 8% are disabled entrepreneurs as well. So these were the people who are unable to, commute to different factories or different places to get a job or pay decent earning for their livelihood. But we actually tore down the front walls of their houses and converted it into general store businesses.
So, Zain, you talked about how you have helped so many versatile businesses start up and almost 600 entrepreneurs so far. So, I'm assuming that the nature of every business varies considerably. And you talked about how you help in the process of capacity building as well. How are you able to cater to so many different types of businesses?
Right. I think that for an entrepreneur, every tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday. That's what they believe is. And I think I cannot judge a business model for someone. Anybody who wants to do, and he have a stake of their own as well. Because what happens is Seed Out just does not give charity. Seed Out actually, when we establish the business and they're successful, they return this money back to Seed Out on a very comfortable monthly plan, which is absolutely interest free. And those little installments comes back to Seed Out in a revolving fund. And from that revolving fund, it was again 100% revolved for other potential micro entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is that anybody who wants to either start a new business, expand a business, or sustain an existing business. So these people come to us, but we ensure that either this person has a past experience or a skill set to start a business. Maybe there are a lot of women who are working at someone's sewing store, and they know how to do stitching.
They have the know-how.
But just with a little bit of love and money, if we could buy some sewing machines and setup to start their own stitching center, they are empowered and they're able to bring more jobs to the community members. Somebody who's driving someone else's rickshaw and it's on rental basis, he's only taking 200 rupees in his pocket and he's giving 800 rupees back to the rickshaw owner for per day. I think that that person already has the drive. So if you give him his own rickshaw, then ultimately his livelihood becomes so much better. And not only that, we also send 2 of the kids to school as well with every entrepreneur we raise. So
how does that work?
So what happens is, part of the policy that if you are going to get a business through Seed Out, then you have to send 2 of your kids to school as well. Otherwise, we take the business back. 2
of your kids from belonging to
the micro entrepreneur that we are establishing. So what happens is, very unfortunately in Pakistan, we need to create awareness, right? Even though people have money, but they still don't like to spend money on the education.
Okay, so Zain, you've raised some very interesting points here, and I'm gonna, that is a key point there. Zain, let's talk about something that you mentioned when you gave the talk in the OIC. You were the youngest Pakistani to give a talk there, and you talked about harnessing youth human capabilities. What was that about, and what do you think needs to be done in order to harness the youth's capabilities? We see that globally, youth unemployment is at one of the highest rates. And with that, what do you think needs to be done?
I think Leila made a lot of valid points, and Ahmed too. I think that in Pakistan, the issue, we see that we need to see the issue from the root cause, right?
Yeah.
So when the kid is coming from a high school to middle high school and then to a college and university, we do not really gauge out the real capabilities out of youth. We don't have the academic advisors who could give us a roadmap or who could actually see where the direction could be for the youth in Pakistan. So, and secondly, I think obviously we need to have advisory for all the youth, be it in institutions, family, and media too. Because what happens is that we always want to do something if anybody else is doing, right? We always follow each and everybody, but we don't listen to our heart. Secondly, I would say that if we are supposed to start a business or do anything in life, you should always see that your business or your idea should be a solution to a problem in the society, right? Because there's so much vacuum in Pakistan, all you have to do is to take the first step. We're always so much scared of, taking the leap of faith, I would say, that we're always, scared that what will happen, that if I fail. So I think starting with the why, that why I want to do something, why I do what I do. So we need to, our roadmap should define our whys before we start anything.
But then with that, don't you feel like sometimes the risks, in many situations, they're very, very tangible risks?
Right.
Costs, financial risks. How do people reconcile that with their ambitions and their dreams, something that they want to do, but they do see a great risk? How do they take that leap of faith?
I think that obviously I don't see that, I believe that failure is part of success, right? So failure is something which teaches you to become successful at the end of the day. Even if you fail in something, no problem about it, right? You are going to learn something out of it. So you have to have that drive in yourself that, you have to be doing something, that you have to have the consistency in making the effort. So you only lose when you stop trying, right? So I think that in our youth, we really need to inculcate something that obviously hard work. And secondly, you have to take the leap of faith and just do whatever you want to do in life, but start making change. Take the first step.
And I'm going to ask
I think from the very first day, numbers was never our goal. Our goal was actually to make an impact in all those lives who are suffering from poverty. For Seed Out, I think we want to go all over Pakistan. We want to change millions of lives. We want to send back, we want to send thousands of kids back to school, as we've already did. 1,800 kids have started going back to school. We want to create an equal playing field for everybody. I think our goal is to actually make an impact and go into millions. And if we could hit the, bring the bracket of poverty ratio in Pakistan to 10%, that would be my goal.
That's a very good goal and a very meaningful goal to move towards. And the same thing that I was asking before, do you ever feel like there are hindrances pushing back, and how do you move through them?
I think obviously yes, because if we talk about traditional microfinancing and all those giants who are already sitting in Pakistan, I think they're all doing very wonderful work. But the government needs to help all these people who come up with innovative ideas, because if we talk about Wright brothers, they took the first flight, but at the same time, there was this one American funded guy who was working on the same technology, and he had enough money that, the best minds could buy. And the media was following him, everything was following him. But, the Wright brothers were able to take the first man-controlled flight. The reason was that Wright brothers were cyclists, but they had the belief that what they were doing and why they were doing what they were doing. So I think it doesn't matter how big or how small you are, the institutions, organizations, and the government need to spot down who is doing the right thing, the right way. And they need to support these organizations, and there are a lot of wonderful people like, Ahmed and all the people you've spoken through your platform. I think if we need to empower these youth who are doing brilliant things, and that's the way to go.
And Zain, just another thing to pick up on, something that you mentioned earlier was that you help a significant number of those who have disabilities. How do you do that? Could you tell us, and what society needs to do from what you've witnessed in helping them to make a more inclusive society for them?
Because I think that asking for money makes you vulnerable, right? If you put your hands in front of somebody, it just puts you in a very vulnerable condition. At Seed Out, we basically are helping people with respect, dignity, and love. We believe that, we create a sense of self-esteem in all these people who want to do anything in life, be it small or big. So these people, that's why we have this global platform, a crowdfunding platform, where, you don't have to meet the person, or, the person doesn't have to beg in front of you. We are trying to reduce the beggary as well, because either you give man a fish and you feed him for a day, or you teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I think that's the process that Seed House has created, that it's a process where we are transforming the borrowers into donors one day. And that's a wonderful process where, you know, all the disabled people, if they want to do anything, and we help them, and there's so many I think graceful donors as well around the globe who help these people, fund them.
For joining us, talking to us. Thank you so much, Zain, for talking to us. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for talking to us. Thank you for watching Indus Special. We'll see you again tomorrow with more stories. Till then, goodbye and take care.